Well, the weekend has come to an end, but as always, we do not end things here. Now, I want to apologize to people. I may have mentioned that I wanted to review the Royal Rumble, but unfortunately, my body was not giving me that time. So, I ended up just sticking what I planned early in the day with just reviewing the recent MARIGOLD events that took place on the 25th and 26th of January. This was day 5 and day 6 of the New Year's Golden Garden. One at the Yokohama Radiant Hall, and the other, of course, in Shinkiba. So a lot of good matches took place, some preliminary matches, but one of them features loser leaves Marigold for good. So we'll see how that rolls up. But also, unfortunately, there is no news updates for that. So basically, it's all about the reviews. So let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone, all things that it's pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, Gerard here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next one or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real timing news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. We also, of course, got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us or click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, all introductions need to be said. So the entirety of the episode, it's all about the reviews, but not just any reviews. It's all about the recent events from the Yoshi promotion, Marigold, continuing with more of the New Year's Golden Garden. So right now, let's begin with day 5. Okay, so let's begin with day 5 of Marigold's New Year's Golden Garden. Now, as you probably realize, we already did day 1 through 4, but we still continue with this latest tour. So it opened up with Riara, who is a freelancer. Many of you may or may not know this. She actually is currently 1 year experience. She trained in the, of course, with Yuna Manaze and Gambari, but since she went freelancing, that's what she's been doing. But her opponent she faces against is a rookie who has lesser experience than her, Ryoko Sakimura. Now, Ryoko Sakimura so far hasn't picked up her first win, but unfortunately, this match ended with, of course, with Riara applying a cutter, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was over. Now, our next match, we have tag team action. We have Now Yamada teaming up with Rhea Seto. They take on Yuki Mashiro and Nao Ishikawa. Now, those who know this or not, these two ladies know each other too well. If you guys remember, Nao Ishikawa and Yuki Mashiro were both at Ice Ribbon long before they left their respective promotions. Nao Ishikawa left due to the issues with the previous president Yuki Mashiro just recently went freelancing. So it's interesting that these two are now teaming up. I mean, I know that those who know this, Mashiro, she was a bit of a childish type of individual, and now Chicago's the powerhouse. But you ask yourselves, okay, it's been a while since these two ladies teamed up or wrestled each other, whatever. How will they coexist? Well, it seems like they did pretty well. I don't know. But however, this match ended with Nao Ishikawa applying a flatliner on Nao, and just like that, one, two, three, it was done. But what's funny in the post match, I don't know what Ishikawa was thinking. She was acting like the boss of Mashiro for obvious reason. One, we all can agree Kiyuki Mashiro is not a full blown member of the roster of MARIGOLD, unlike Now, who is in fact is more like she's saying her, I'm the boss here. So I don't know. Now, our next match we have Yuki Minami taking on Tank. Now, it doesn't take a genius to figure out that this match was going to fall in favor with Tank because she's a strong individual. She took her out with the spear. One, two, three. Good night. Our next match, we have Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki taking on Chika Goto and the former Superfly champion Natsumi Shozuki. So it's interesting to see these two. This is an interesting thing. Now, I did mention this before. Where does the former champions, remember, Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki were former tag champions? Where does the former champions go from here? That's a good question. But however, I do notice now that we see a bit of improvement when it comes to Chika Goto. As you all know, Chika Goto is trying to bounce back from losing to Kyoki Omori for the GHC Women's Championship, and she was able to pick up the win with a. I'm not sure if it was a Blue Thunderbomb, but it seemed like it to me by looking at it. She did that on Chiaki, and just like that, one, two, three, it was done. Our next match is a very interesting one. We have one half of the Twin Star uh, Tag Team Champions, Seri Yamaoka. She teams up with the former United National Champion, Miku Anu. They take on the current Superfly Champion, Victoria Yuzuki, and the current Marigold World Champion, Utami Ayashida. Now, it's interesting that you have three current champions and a former champion in the same ring. But I think in some capacity, I wouldn't be surprised because it seems like either way, if Mikuano would have taken this next step to challenge for the world title, that would have been the obvious choice for her. And I wouldn't be surprised if either Victoria Yuzuki or Utami would pin Seri for, of course, a shot of the Twin Star Tag Team titles. But unfortunately, this match ended in a 15-minute time limit draw, and just like that, it was over. Now, our next match, I would like to call it this was another match of the Passion Injection by Nana Takahashi. This time she faces Mitsu Matsui. Now, this is the second time that these two have, in fact, tangled with each other. Now, the last time, of course, Mitsu lost, but Mitsu Matsui has been trying to get back on top. We know that her aim is for the Superfly Championship. As you all remember, she was the one who was in the finals in hopes of win that belt, but no luck. She lost to Natsumi Shozuki. But you would think that Nane would try to bring the best out of her, and that's exactly what she tried to do. But however, it was Nana Takahashi with, of course, the Falcon Arrow, and just like that, 1, 2, 3 is over. Then we jump in with the post-match promo. Nana was talking to Misa. Now, I don't know what Misa said, but I'm sure Nana Takahashi sees a lot of potential in her. I'm not sure. I mean, I know Misa feels disappointed that she lost, but however, Nana Takahashi has to contend with one other thing. As you all know, Nana Takahashi is the current Twin Star Tag Team Champions with Seri Yamaoka, and right now two challengers have made their presence, and those challengers are none other than the current World Champion and the Superfly Champion, Utami Ayashida and Victoria Yuzuki. So, most likely, they are the next challengers. Now for a main event, we have Megaton and Bozilla taking on Mai Sakurai, our current United National Champion, and of course, Mirai, our a former tag champion, along with Mai Sakurai. So you would think in some capacity that Mai Sakurai would be the extreme target in this match. I wouldn't be surprised because, as you all know, there's only one champion that someone has to pin from the opposing team. I know Bozilla has challenged for this belt before. I mean, she was part of the so-called final of semifinals, but she eventually lost. But it was Sakurai with the match who won when she applied the STF on Megaton, and just like that, Megaton had no choice but to tap out. But however, of course, Bozilla has one to contempt, and that is her former tag partner Tank. So we'll see what happens in the following day involving that. So far, no one has issued. So far, we haven't seen anybody else who would challenge for the white belt just yet, but we'll stay close to that. But for right now, let's move on with day 6 of Marigold's New Year's Golden Garden. Okay, so now we are in day 6, continuing with more of Marigold's New Year's Golden Garden, and this one is in Shinkiba. It took place on the 26th of January. Now, our opening match, we have once again Ryoko Sakimura taking on Naho Yawara. Now, I don't know how much experience Naho Iwata has, but I can tell she has a bit more experience in this match in her career. But however, Ryoko Sakimura, who just barely made her debut some point late last year, I'm sure this was going to end with her losing. Now was able to pick up the win by a pinfall. 1, 2, 3. It was done. Our next match, we have Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki taking on Riara and Nao Ishikawa. Now, of course, I did mention Chiaki and Nagisa Nozaki. Where did they go from here now ever since losing the tag titles? But it feels like they are back to their old ways in some capacity. Of course, taking out the competition, softening them up on the outside of the ring, which of course plays out pretty well for her. But it was, of course, um, Nozaki with the Lance Nor onto Riara, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. Next match, we have Yuki Minami teaming up with Chika Goto, taking on Rhea Seto and Natsumi Shizuki. So I have to say in this match, previously I mentioned about Chika Goto, I have to say she has grown up a bit. Like she has improved herself. I know that she hasn't been the best wrestler, but I have noticed she has improved. Not to mention, I think the loss to her tag partner and friend Kyoki Amori might have give her a kick in the head. Was able to pick up a good win. Now I wasn't too sure, as I said before. It looked more like a Blue Thunder Bob type of maneuver, but it kind of looked like it. She applied it again with this time with Rhea Seto, and just like that, 1, 2, 3, it was done. Our next match, we have Victoria Yuzuki, our current Superfly champion. She teams up with Mirai and our current United National champion, Mai Sakurai. They take on Misa Matsui, Miku Ano, and Utami Ayashida. Now, nothing too significant of this match whatsoever. But of course, you can tell we have 3 champions in the mix. Victoria Yuzuki as the Superfly champion, Mai Sakurai as the current um, United National Champion, and we cannot forget Utami Ayashida, the current World Champion. So anybody could play out, but however, don't forget Mitsa Matsui issued a challenge against Victoria Yuzuki. That kind of plays out too. But however, you got Mirai who could have take out Utami Ayashida for the red belt. That would have been an obvious case there too. But at the same time, you would think Miku Ano would have done the same thing with Mai Sakurai. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. It was Mitsa Matsui who gained the momentum to pin um, Yuzuki with a. I'm not sure if it was the Falcon Arrow. It looked kind of like it, but she pinned up the win. However, this match ended with her winning 1, 2, 3. It was over, and then she applied a promo. I don't know what she said, but I'm sure she's determined to be the one to dethrone her. But we'll see what happens. I know Mitsa Matsui has been frustrated because she wants to win this title so badly. So we'll see how things will progress on that level. Now for our next match, the loser leaves Marigold, and that is of course Tank and Bozilla. Now this happened early this year in the first Dream event back in January 3rd. Of course, Tank and Bozilla won their tag belts, but however, later on in the month, well, less than a month, they lost the tag belts to Nana Takahashi and Seri Yamaoka, and of course, Bozilla took the frustration out on Tank, saying it was her fault. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could say someone dropped the ball there, but that's where it leads to whoever walks away. Now, you can say these two ladies are powerhouses, but however, who was going to walk out? Well, unfortunately, that person that walked out was Bozilla, and that means Tank, she's out. Now, of course, behind the scenes, you would think, does this mean she's done with her Marigold tour? Well, yes. So most likely she's done, and we don't know if she'll ever come back or so. We know Bozilla was going to stay till the end or end of 2024 or start of 2025. That is still unclear on her part, but we'll see what happens from there on. So I think we are pretty much it. And then, as I said before, we do not have no news updates. So for now, let's just call it a day. Well, I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, I haven't decided yet. I might turn Monday into another Japanese wrestling episode where we just review many. I haven't decided just yet. Now, some of you may question, what about the Royal Rumble? Well, by the time we hit Monday, it's what's the point anyway? So that's like a rule of mine that I have when it comes to pay-per-views during the weekend coming up to Mondays. Even though I don't review WWE that much except for NXT, which is close enough. But we'll see what happens. I'm looking forward to see what's going to happen for the next episode. So I'll just wing it. But for now, let's just say that I will see you guys in the next DWZ time. Same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye. And have a nice day. Bang.